Some lesbians have beards. Some lesbians use he, him pronouns. Some lesbians bind. Some lesbians get top surgery. Some lesbians take HRT. Some lesbians have bulges. Some lesbians tuck. Some lesbians do drag. Some lesbians don't have a genital preference.
Okay, this is just more proof that once you cannot define the word woman, you cannot define the word lesbian. Make it make sense.
Lots of people have breasts and a beard. Some gender fluid people, some genderqueer people, some non-binary people, some trans people, even some cisgender people have a beard and grow breasts, or have breasts and grow a beard. All bodies are beautiful, including yours.
Somebody commented on this and said, wow, Kathy Griffin has really gone downhill in the looks department. I didn't even think about that, and now I cannot unsee it. No, not that many people have breasts and beards at all. Unless you count man boobs as breasts, which I don't suggest that, because men usually that have them are very insecure about that. Even if we are talking about female-born people that have some kind of beard, that's actually very, very rare, and they usually wind up shaving it. I have never seen, not even one person in real life, with a beard and breasts. And I live in New York City, and I've traveled all over the world. Welcome back to another LGBT damage control video with me, your favorite non-leftist lesbian. Welcome back. One thing that has been a common theme among these woke types is the necessity to make the unusual ordinary.
As long as they say so, they're still a lesbian. And if you think that you have the authority to tell them that they're not, how are you any different from the cis men who say that they just need to sleep with the right man to not be a lesbian anymore? Food for thought.
None of these things are typical or normal. Lesbians don't have genital preferences, they have a sexual orientation. Lesbians don't have real life bulges. Unless we're going back to a time when we were like 15, 16 and you were dating a girl that liked wearing strap-ons and you were in the closet and they heard your parents come home and they ran out the door, snuck out the roof, and pulled their pants up at the last minute and had a bulge. That's about it, guys. But that is not who this person is talking about. The interesting part of all this is that two things are happening simultaneously here. Number one, non-trans people who are claiming to be trans are doing so because they do not want to be ordinary. And number two, some people, if they are trans or not, are doing their best to make trans seem like it's ordinary. Personally, I don't think either of these two mindsets are helpful or healthy. Trying to be special actually takes your uniqueness away from you. Why isn't it enough just to be uniquely yourself these days? It's no longer okay just to be a basic straight white woman, right? We see kids these days trying to be anything other than that.
Magpie uses it, bug, dirt, they pronouns. Bug and dirt are neopronouns. It is sometimes considered a neopronoun, but they is a normal pronoun.
And back to number two, it's also not the best to try to make the unordinary ordinary. The incessant need to make sure that everybody feels or believes that you are not an outsider is not healthy. It's reeking of, I need you to validate me energy. I'm short, right? The reason people call me short is because I am not average height. I am outside of the norm. No one calls average people average height. If I was gonna set you up on a blind date with somebody or on a date with somebody in general, I would usually say, well, this girl is, you know, she's tall or she's short, or he's tall or he's short. I wouldn't say, yeah, he's average height, she's average height. We call short people short and tall people tall because it's out of the norm. We live our life societally based on averages generally. Same thing when it comes to trans people. The thing is, it's okay to be short, it's okay to be tall, it's okay to be trans. What it's not okay to do is to gaslight people and lie to their faces and tell them that trans men are the same as men and trans women are just the same as every other woman. And me saying this isn't meant to make trans people, actual trans people, feel bad, right? It's meant to make people who are out of the norm feel good about it for a change. Seriously, think about it. At this point in the LGBTQIA whatever community, people are so desperate to be out of the norm, to not be ordinary, that they have stolen the word queer from us, even though they know that they are a basic average white girl. People out of the ordinary need to use their differences as their strength and not see it as a weakness. Saying that you're better than someone else also is not a form of strength. It is clearly a weakness. You do not know or do not own who you are.
As a trans lesbian, I'm done arguing with lesbian TERFs. I'm just gonna ask them one simple question. Do you have a girlfriend? So far, none of them seem to have girlfriends, which is a mystery to me because I don't you love women? Could it be that because you are so bitter and obsessed with your hatred of a very small minority of human beings, that it's not attractive to other lesbians?
Saying that somebody might not have a girlfriend because they hate you is a new form of narcissism if I've ever seen it. You guys always seem to know just how to bring it back around for it to be about yourself again. It's also extremely unhealthy to suggest that because somebody might not have a partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, that they are not worthy. It's also not taking into account why this person is single. Did they choose it? Do they want to be? Maybe they don't see having a partner as the end-all be-all. Maybe they're not desperate. Trans or not, mental illness or not, you are a worthy human being as you are. Regardless if somebody wants to date you or you. Now, if you want to date yourself, that's an entirely different conversation. Autoandrophila has entered the chat. If you're a straight woman, the number one thing I would recommend to you is becoming a man. You can be attracted to your own body, which is incredibly fulfilling, and there's no better way to appreciate men or get with tons of men than becoming a gay one yourself. Autoandrophilia is exactly like autogynephilia in a sense that it is attracted, or the sexual attraction to yourself as the opposite sex. This sexual orientation is not LGBT, but I'm sure at one point or another they're going to do their best to inject themselves into the community as they see fit. I do think that this indeed is definitely not the same thing as being transgender and having gender dysphoria. There might be some aspects to it that are kind of similar, but it's definitely not the same. And we are seeing more and more of these types of people come to light, come to fruition. Now, I feel like they're already existing, but they're making themselves known now. This is a quote from a trans-identifying academic. There is something about being treated like by men that feels like affirmation itself, like a cry of delight from my deepest cavern of my breast. To be the victim of honest, undisguised sexism poses an exhilarating vitality. It's disgusting. Obviously, this is not the same thing as having gender dysphoria. This reads very fetishy to me, and I'm sure it does to you as well. Remember, being trans and having gender dysphoria is not about sexuality. It's not about a sexual orientation or who you're attracted to. It's about having gender dysphoria and a discomfort in your own body. Here's another one from Jacob Tabaya. Tabaya, bye. Women around the world have been treated as sexual objects. Yet, if sexual objectification is so categorically awful, then why do I want it so badly? I want to be sexually objectified. The idea that being seen as a sex object is universally a bad thing is too simple, like many tenets of feminism. To me, these are just clearly men that are sexually turned on by the idea that they are women, or when they are seen as women, they get turned on. It's a fetish, it's a sexual orientation, whatever you want to call it. It is not trans, it is not non-binary, it is not gay. It is its own orientation, in my opinion. Here's another one. Autogynephilia describes not an obscure paraphilic affliction, but rather the basic structure of all human sexuality. The assimilation of any erotic image is, by nature, female. To be female is, in every case, to become what someone else wants. At bottom, everyone is a sissy. This is the quote that everyone on the internet, they were going berserk about. The asshole is a universal vagina through which femaleness can always be accessed. Honestly, I don't even know what to say. You know what though? At least this person admits to be an autogynephile. Like, it's not a bad thing to be that, but it's a bad thing to say that being female just means that you're to be sexually objectified, or that makes you feel female. Like, it can make you feel submissive, maybe. Not every female is submissive, but like, I can understand the submissiveness that somebody might feel as a woman more often than as a man that might turn somebody on sexually as a male autogynephile. But comparing that to being female is just sexist. Credit where credit is due though. I do appreciate when people admit what they are or what they are not. Like this video of this trans woman admitting that they do not have a uterus but still get some type of cramping in their body.
Send me good vibes. I have such a big meeting today that's like huge for my career, and of all days, I am cramping. Which, if you didn't know, trans people can sometimes get cramps very similar to period cramps in the same area, caused by the same muscles, but not the same, or else people on this app will try and harm you. I don't want to get into the biology of it. It's just very annoying. Today is not the day I needed this. I don't have a uterus. You are not doing anything. How's your day going? Wish me luck. Hoping to get a new screenwriting job.
I have heard of some trans women getting cramps. Of course, they are not period cramps. They are cramps from putting a hormone in your body that does not belong there. And that happens when we put anything, most of the time, in our body that doesn't belong there, right? When we get a flu shot, when we get a vaccine, we get cramps in our bodies usually. The body is figuring out how to handle this new chaos that's entered its system. Some more sanity for the road though.
Okay, I'm doing this because I know my friend will never do this. He's gay. I have a lot of gay friends. I have a few trans friends that I've known for a long time. But we were talking about everything going on with the LGBTQ, and he was like, you know what? We are about to erase that fucking T off of there, and they're about to get kicked out because you are embarrassing them and making them ashamed because of all of your they, them bullshit and your boo-hooing. They misgendered me. I look like a dude, but you know, they called me a dude. I can't believe it. My whole world is crumbling. Like, they ain't got time for this shit, okay? They fought all this time to get married, and you're boo-hoo. Oh my god, you misgendered me. Oh, my life is over. Dude, you're about to get kicked out by the gays. The gays and the lesbians are sick of your shit. Dude.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up for the sane, straight gays and trans people. For the sane ones, please. Give it a big thumbs up. Let's keep on critiquing this craziness and find sense within the chaos of this crazy world. If you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe now. I post videos every Sunday. And other than that, I will see you guys back here on Sunday with a new video. Bye.